Hi there, friends. Welcome back to Eloquent English, the podcast that helps you speak real, useful English for everyday life. I'm Helen.
And I'm Carl. We're so excited to have you with us today. If you've ever felt nervous when someone asks, "So, what do you do?" You're not alone.
Oh, I totally get that. Even native speakers sometimes struggle with how to answer that question clearly and confidently. And for English learners, it can feel like a mini job interview every time.
Exactly. Whether you're working a full-time job, freelancing, studying at university, or doing something in between, today we'll show you how to talk about your work or major in a way that sounds natural, confident, and easy.
You'll learn how to describe your work or studies, explain your daily tasks, share what you enjoy or find difficult, and even how to ask other people about their jobs, all in simple, clear English.
We're not just giving you theory. We'll practice real-life conversations, go through common phrases together, and help you build confidence one sentence at a time.
So grab a notebook or just repeat after us out loud. And don't worry, we'll speak at a slow, friendly pace. You're in a safe space here.
Ready? Let's make sure the next time someone says, "What do you do?" you'll smile and say, "I work as," with confidence.
And hey, who knows? By the end of this episode, you might just impress someone with your answer.
All right, let's begin with the basics. How do you say your job or major in English? This is probably the first thing someone asks you when you meet them, especially at events or in casual conversation.
Yes, and here's the key. Keep it simple and clear. You don't need fancy vocabulary. Just use this structure. I work as, or I'm a, if you have a job. I'm studying, or I'm majoring in, if you're a student.
Let's hear some examples. I work as a nurse. I'm a teacher. I'm studying business. I'm majoring in computer science.
Nice and simple. One common mistake we hear is, I am work at. That's incorrect. Instead, say, I work as, or I work at a company.
Right. So, I work at a hospital. I work at a bank. I work for a tech company. And if you're in between jobs, you can say, I'm currently looking for a job. I'm taking a break from work right now.
And if you're a student, you might say, I study psychology at university. I'm a second-year engineering student. I'm taking online courses in design.
Let's try a quick role play. Scenario: you're at a casual networking event and someone starts a conversation.
Hi there. I don't think we've met. I'm Helen.
Nice to meet you, Helen. I'm Alex.
Great to meet you, Alex. So what do you do for a living?
I work as a graphic designer at a small creative agency. We mostly design social media content and ads for local businesses.
That sounds interesting. Do you work in the office or remotely?
Mostly remotely. I go into the office once or twice a week, but I usually work from home.
Oh, cool. And what kind of projects do you enjoy the most?
I really like working on branding projects, like logos and color themes. It's fun to help companies build their identity.
That's awesome. Have you always been into design?
Yeah, I studied digital media at university, so I've been doing this since graduation. That version gives you more vocabulary to play with and more room to describe your work clearly and naturally.
Take a moment and pause here. Try reading the full conversation out loud. And remember, you don't have to memorize it. Just get used to the flow of how native speakers talk about their work.
All right, so now you've said your job or major, but what if someone asks, what do you actually do? Or what's that job like? That's where many learners freeze.
Right. I've seen that happen a lot. You know your job well, but explaining it in English feels hard. But here's the good news. You don't need technical terms. Just use simple, clear words to describe your daily tasks.
Exactly. Let's take an example. Suppose you're a software developer. You don't have to say, I build enterprise-level applications using cloud infrastructure. That's way too advanced.
Instead, you could say, I create websites and apps. I write code to make programs work. I help fix problems in software. It's short, but easy to understand and still true.
Here's another one. Let's say you're a nurse. You can say, I take care of patients. I check their blood pressure. I help doctors during treatments. Simple, clear, powerful.
And for students, let's say you're studying business. You can say, I study how companies work. I learn about marketing and finance. We do group projects and presentations.
The goal here is to make it easy for anyone to understand what you do. Pretend you're explaining it to someone who doesn't work in your field.
Also, try using the verb help. It's a great way to explain your role. I help customers solve problems. I help children learn math. I help my team manage projects.
Now let's do a quick role play. Scenario. You're talking to someone who's not in your field. So, you're a pharmacist, right? What do you usually do during the day?
Yeah, I work in a local pharmacy. I help customers understand how to take their medicine, and I answer their questions.
Sounds important. Do you also work with doctors?
Sometimes. We call doctors if there's a problem with a prescription, and I also check that people don't mix dangerous medicines.
Wow, that must be stressful.
It can be, but I like helping people feel better.
You can pause here and practice saying it out loud. Focus on using simple, helpful phrases like I help and I work with.
And remember, don't overcomplicate. Even a complex job can be explained in clear English.
All right, now let's bring your job or major to life. One of the best ways to do that is by describing your typical day, what you usually do from morning to evening.
Yes, this not only makes your answer more interesting, but it also helps you connect with people. Everyone has a routine, and sharing yours helps them understand your world.
And it doesn't have to be detailed minute by minute. Just break your day into simple steps. For example, if you're an office worker, you might say, I start work at 9 a.m. I check emails and attend meetings in the morning. In the afternoon, I work on reports and answer calls. I usually finish around 6 p.m.
Or if you're a student, try this. I have classes in the morning from 8 to 12. After lunch, I usually study at the library. In the evening, I sometimes meet my friends or watch English videos.
That sounds familiar, right? And here's a little tip. Try using time phrases to structure your day. First, then, after that, finally. It makes your speaking smoother and more organized.
Let's do one more example. Suppose you're a restaurant server. So, what's your usual day like at the restaurant?
Well, I usually start around 10 a.m. First, I help set up the tables and check the menu for the day.
Do you take orders right away?
Not yet. Around 11:30, customers start coming in. I take their orders, serve food, and make sure they're happy.
Sounds busy.
Yeah, lunchtime is non-stop. After the lunch rush, I clean up and restock for dinner. I finish around 8 p.m.
That's a long day. Respect.
Thanks. It's tiring, but I enjoy meeting new people.
You can pause here and try to describe your own day using that pattern. Start with, I usually start work at, or my first class is at.
And remember, your typical day says a lot about who you are. So make it simple, honest, and real. Now let's talk about feelings, the fun part, and sometimes the tough part of your job or major. People often ask, do you like your work? Or what's the hardest part?
This is where you can add personality to your answer. Don't just say, it's good. That's okay, but let's go a little deeper.
Let's start with what you enjoy. Try phrases like, I really enjoy working with people. I like learning new things every day. It's exciting when I finish a big project.
And how about talking about the challenges? You don't have to be negative, just be honest and polite. Try, sometimes the deadlines are stressful. It can be difficult to manage many tasks at once. It's hard when I have too much homework.
You can also use expressions like, the best part is, the most difficult part is, what I love most is.
Let's hear that in a full example. Say you're studying architecture.
So, do you like studying architecture?
I do. What I love most is designing creative buildings. It feels amazing to see my ideas turn into real models.
That's awesome. What's the hardest part for you?
Probably the deadlines. We often have to finish big projects in a short time, and that can be really stressful.
I can imagine. Do you ever feel stuck for ideas?
Definitely. Sometimes I have no inspiration, especially when I'm tired. But I try to go outside or look at other buildings for ideas. Now, it's your turn. Think about your work or studies. What do you enjoy most? What's a challenge for you? Try saying it out loud using the phrases we shared.
And remember, this is a great way to make your conversations more real, relatable, and confident. Okay, now let's move into the past and the future. People often ask questions like, what did you do before this? What are your goals for the future?
These are great chances to show your journey. Even if you're just starting out, you can still share your past experience and dreams in simple English.
Let's start with the past. Try using these phrases. Before this, I worked as a. I used to work in. I had a part-time job at. I studied marketing in college.
Here's an example. Before becoming a teacher, I worked in customer service. I answered emails and helped clients with their accounts.
Now let's talk about future goals. You can use, in the future, I want to. I'm planning to. My dream is to. One day I'd like to.
Let's do one for someone studying computer science. Scenario: you're chatting with someone at a career fair about your background and goals.
So, have you always studied computer science, or did you start with something else?
Actually, I started in business management. I studied it for 2 years, but it didn't really feel like the right fit for me.
Oh, interesting. What made you switch to computer science?
Well, I've always been interested in technology. I used to build websites as a hobby in high school. After a while, I realized I enjoyed coding a lot more than doing presentations on business strategies. That makes sense. It's great that you found something you really enjoy. What are you hoping to do after graduation?
I'm planning to work for a mid-sized tech company first to gain experience. I'd like to focus on software for education, apps that help people learn new skills.
That sounds amazing. Do you have a long-term goal?
Yeah, I'd love to start my own ed tech company someday. I want to build tools that make learning more fun and accessible, especially for people who don't have a lot of resources.
Wow, that's really inspiring. It sounds like you have both the skills and the heart for it.
You can pause here and repeat this dialogue with your own story in mind. Try replacing the details with your background and goals.
Use full sentences and speak slowly. The more you practice, the more natural it'll feel, and you'll be ready for real conversations.
All right, so far, we focused a lot on how to talk about yourself, your job, your major, your day, and your goals. But conversations go both ways, right?
Exactly. If you only talk about yourself, the conversation ends pretty fast. So now let's learn how to ask polite, friendly questions and keep the conversation going when you're speaking with someone about work or studies.
Start with open-ended questions. These are questions that don't just get a yes or no answer. Try asking, what do you do for a living? Where do you work? What are you studying? Why did you choose that job or major?
You can also follow up by showing interest. Use phrases like, "That sounds interesting. What's that like?" "Really? I've never met someone who does that." "Do you enjoy it? What do you like most about it?"
And when you don't understand something, don't panic. Just ask politely. Sorry, what does that mean? I'm not familiar with that. Can you explain a little? That shows you're curious and open, not confused.
Let's hear how a full conversation might sound when you use questions to keep things flowing. "Hi, I'm Mia. What do you do for work?"
I'm a landscape architect. I design outdoor spaces like parks and gardens.
"Oh, wow, that sounds really creative. What kind of projects do you usually work on?"
Mostly public parks, but I've also done rooftop gardens and schoolyards.
That's awesome. Why did you choose that career?
I've always loved nature and drawing. It felt like the perfect mix of both.
I get that. Do you enjoy working with clients?
Sometimes it can be tough when they change their minds, but I like bringing their ideas to life.
I admire that. I'm studying architecture, actually, but I haven't decided on a focus yet.
Then maybe you'll join the outdoor side with me someday.
Practice asking and answering questions like that. Try to go beyond yes or no. Give short answers and ask follow-up questions.
That's how conversations become real and interesting. And that's how you make new friends, clients, and opportunities too. All right, learners, time to level up. Here comes a slightly more advanced quiz to help you speak more naturally and professionally.
You'll hear a short situation and then choose the best response or sentence. Think carefully. All the options might sound okay, but only one is really natural in real conversations. You're meeting someone new at a networking event. They ask, "So, what do you do for work?" What's the most natural answer? A, "I am do software engineer." B, "I work as a software engineer at a startup." C, "I am work in software company."
The correct answer is B. I work as a software engineer at a startup. That sentence is grammatically correct, professional, and gives clear information. A and C both have grammar issues and sound unnatural.
You want to describe your routine at work. Which sentence sounds most natural? A, "I check emails, write reports, and sometimes join meetings." B, "I'm doing email, writing report, and do meeting." C, "Every day I doing emails and make document."
The best choice is A. I check emails, write reports, and sometimes join meetings. It uses the simple present tense, which is perfect for describing daily routines. The other two have grammar mistakes and unnatural phrasing.
You're a student, and someone asks, "What are you studying?" What should you say? A, "I study computer science in university." B, "I'm studying computer science at university." C, "I'm studying computer science."
The correct sentence is B. I'm studying computer science at university. It uses the correct present continuous tense and the natural phrase at university. A is okay, but less common. C has a grammar error with a studying.
Someone asks, "What do you want to do after graduation?" Which answer sounds clear and confident? A, "I want working in marketing in a big company." B, "I want to work in marketing and gain real experience." C, "I want go working and make money."
The most natural answer is B. I want to work in marketing and gain real experience.
It's clear, ambitious, and uses correct grammar. A and C are understandable, but not natural or correct in structure.
You just met someone who said, "I'm an interior designer." What's a great follow-up question? A, "That's interesting. What kind of spaces do you design?" B, "Good job. You like it?" C, "Do your work is hard?"
The best follow-up is A. What kind of spaces do you design? It's friendly, specific, and shows interest. B and C are too informal or have grammar issues.
Nice job. If you got 3 or more correct, give yourself a high five. And if not, don't stress. Go back, repeat the options out loud, and try again tomorrow.
The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every small step helps you speak better, think faster, and feel more confident.
And that's a wrap. Today, you learned how to talk about your job or your studies in English clearly, confidently, and naturally.
We covered everything from how to introduce what you do, describe your daily tasks, share past experiences, and even talk about your future goals.
You also practiced with real-life mini-dialogues, took a quiz to challenge your skills, and spoke out loud with our speaking challenge. If you followed along, amazing work.
Remember, speaking English about your profession is not about using big, complicated words. It's about being clear, simple, and real.
So don't be afraid to practice with friends, classmates, or even just in front of a mirror. Every time you say it out loud, you're building confidence.
We'll be back soon with more practical English you can use in real life, and next time, maybe we'll talk about how to answer job interview questions in English.
Ooh, I love that topic. Okay, friends, keep practicing, stay curious, and speak English every single day.
See you in the next episode. Bye.